Oh, and thank you for streaming with us here on the First Word 7 News app, YouTube, and other platforms across our digital media. We're going to take a live look now at a funeral procession for Odessa firefighter Isai Huerta. Lieutenant Huerta was killed while battling a trailer fire in West Odessa last weekend. A funeral service is scheduled for 1 p.m. today at the Ector County Coliseum. They're starting out near Odessa City Hall. They will then bring the procession, the hearse, the motorcade will then proceed down to Grant Street, then head up Andrews Highway, or Grant, whatever you'd like to call it, to the Ector County Coliseum. That service will be open to the public. We're going to take you now to a live look there. As you can see, emergency vehicles beginning that procession. We'll be streaming this live throughout the day. We'll have this live coverage of this procession all the way until it gets to the Ector County Coliseum. That's again expected to be around 1 p.m. that they've scheduled to start that funeral service. It is open to the media. It is open to the public. We know that fire departments from across the state and across the country are in town today for this funeral service. But yes, the procession now going past Odessa City Hall. Then we'll head up Andrews Highway. There will be street closures throughout the day. And if you would like to watch any of this procession or the entire funeral service in full, we will be streaming that starting at 1 p.m. You can watch that again on the First Word 7 YouTube page, firstword7.com, and the First Word 7 News app. Also, if you have the First Word 7 app for your smart TV, you can watch it there as well. You see those motorcycles now leading this procession as they make their way through downtown Odessa. You're now seeing a split screen there on the left side, downtown Odessa, where that funeral procession for Odessa Firefighter Lt. Isai Huerta just passed through. And now you're looking at the Ector County Coliseum, where that procession is headed. They've now turned north onto Grant Avenue, or Andrews Highway, whatever you would call it. They'll now Ector County Coliseum. You can see they're standing in the road, actually, on Andrews Highway. Firefighters, local, from across the state, from across the nation, other law enforcement, first responders have all gathered here in Odessa today to pay their respects to Lieutenant Huerta. His body returned home to Odessa last week as part of an honor escort after an autopsy was completed in Lubbock. The Odessa Fire Rescue family, along with City of Odessa and community members, are now gathering today for that funeral service at 1 p.m. at the Ector County Coliseum. That will be open to the public. It is open to the media, so we will be live streaming the entire funeral service here across our digital platforms, on our website, on our app, on our YouTube page. You can watch it in any of those places starting at 1 p.m. We've also got coverage here live, of course, right now. We also have our noon newscast coming up where we'll be showing you live images from this also. Now, if you do want to attend now, it is too late if you want to go pay your respects. It's too late. Roads have all been closed surrounding the Ector County Coliseum, surrounding downtown, as that procession has already begun. We do have that live coverage, though, like we mentioned, if you would like to see what is going on. They, as I mentioned, started down around Harless Avenue, traveled across in front of City Hall in downtown Odessa, and now are headed up there to North Grant Avenue, all the way to the Ector County Coliseum. There will be traffic delays, as we mentioned, around the Coliseum and across the procession route as well until about 3:30 p.m. Because 3:30 p.m. is when they're expecting that to be done. This is looking north along Andrews Highway or Grant toward the Ector County Coliseum, where that procession is passing through, and where you can see the road is completely closed right now. So if you are out and about for maybe your lunch break or something across Odessa, this is what's going on. Road closures across that downtown area and area around the Ector County Coliseum for that funeral for Lieutenant Isai Huerta of the Odessa Fire Department. And here we are back at the Coliseum now, again, seeing those first responders from Odessa Fire Rescue, but also from across the state and from across the nation that come and paid their respects after one of their brothers died in the line of duty. Okay, we do have crews stationed there around the Ector County Coliseum. We will check in with them. Why don't we check in with Lauren over at, well, this is, you said, Patsy's shot, correct? So perhaps we'll start with Patsy and what she's seeing and hearing there at the Coliseum. Okay, well, we'll go to Lauren first then, if she's ready. So we'll go to Lauren. Here's First Ward 7's Lauren Munt standing by there outside the Ector County Coliseum. Lauren, that funeral procession is headed your way now. What are you seeing and hearing out there this morning?
Well, Jacob, we've been here since about 9 o'clock this morning, and what we've seen is a major show of support from all of the firefighters all across the entire state of Texas. There has been so many firefighters. I mean, we've seen Corpus Christi, El Paso, Pearland, tons of them all here gathering on this day. We've also obviously seen a lot of honor guard. I think you guys just heard some of those bagpipes playing, and we've been hearing them all morning as they continue to practice and prepare for this funeral. It's just been a major show of support and a lot of camaraderie. We spoke to a lot of people who are in the area and who are here to offer their condolences to Isai and his family, and all of them saying that he was just an incredible person, and they're devastated, but they're glad to be here to be able to honor his life and his legacy and everything he did for all the families across Odessa and across the state of Texas. There are so many people here, and again, so many fire stations and first responders from all across the area. We're looking forward to continuing to see that show of support on this very solemn day here in Odessa. Jacob, I'm going to go ahead and send it back to you guys in studio.
All right, thank you, Lauren, and thank you for joining us here at noon. I'm Jacob Brandenburg. We are bringing you live looks here at the funeral procession for Odessa firefighter Isai Huerta. Lieutenant Huerta was killed while battling a trailer fire in West Odessa last weekend. A funeral service is scheduled for 1 p.m. today at the Ector County Coliseum. That's where you saw Lauren Munt reporting from just there, letting us know about what she's seeing and hearing out there right now as Odessa Fire Rescue, local first responders, and first responders from across the state and across the country have all gathered in Odessa today to pay their respects. Let's take a live look out there again with Lauren Munt at the Ector County Coliseum. This funeral procession began around 1:30, starting down at City Hall. They're now making their way north there toward the Ector County Coliseum. That's where Lauren is right now. Lauren, if you could, again, just let our TV viewers know now what you're seeing out there this morning and what we're expecting for today.
Yeah, Jacob, we've been here about since 9 o'clock this morning, and so we've seen a lot of firefighters from all across the state of Texas, and not just firefighters, we've seen police departments, everyone, all of the first responders here to honor the life and legacy of Isai Huerta. Just to name a few of those ones that we've seen, we saw Dallas Fire Department, we've seen Kermit Police Department, Reeves County Fire Department, Pearland Fire Department. We've seen as far west as El Paso. We've just seen a major show of support for Isai today. Obviously a very solemn day here in Odessa, but good to see that kind of support across the entire state of Texas as they continue to be here for their fallen firefighter. I mean, it has been absolutely incredible. We saw the flag get raised, the flag just behind me. We saw them all gather together to raise that flag. It was like 10 different firefighters from across 10 different departments all standing there to get that flag up in honor of Isai. We spoke to several people who were attending the funeral, all of them saying that they're just here to honor his life and legacy and everything he did for our local community. We're looking forward to continuing to see that support as that funeral goes on. I'll go ahead and send it back to you in studio, Jacob.
Okay, thank you, Lauren. Let's go back to the Ector County Coliseum. Patsy Casas from our First Word 7 and Telemundo team is also there, kind of taking in the sights and sounds of this somber day as they're honoring Isai Huerta. There's a look at Patsy's camera shot. Patsy, could you come on and tell us a little bit about what you're seeing there as we're looking now south down Andrews Highway, where that procession is going to make its way here to the Ector County Coliseum? Patsy, are you there?
Looking south, and that's, or west in this case, we're seeing the firefighters, and that's Odessa Firefighters as well. They all have purple ribbons. It is a very somber day today. Again, as we know, sadly, Isai Huerta passed away on Sunday, June the 14th, and this day many different firefighters have come out from different parts of the state of Texas, including Austin, El Paso. We're talking about Seagraves, Kermit, Wink, Goldsmith, Monahans, Midland, surrounding areas, El Paso, of course, like I just mentioned, and many others. And as you can see, we're going to pan the camera around to be able to see exactly that they are coming around. In this case, I'm going to turn the camera around real quick. And that is to see that they are now, Isai Huerta's body is now being carried, or the procession, down Andrews Highway and coming towards the north. Again, this is the view that you're seeing right now, Jacob. Again, this is the Odessa Fire Rescue Lieutenant Isai Huerta. You can see the procession coming down, and they're headed north. Of course, we do know that they're going to take a left right here on 42nd Street down, and again, they're coming down Andrews Highway. Many of these streets have been closed off, and you can see hundreds and hundreds of different agencies as well as firefighters being a part of this. And of course, again, honoring a fallen firefighter who is Isai Huerta, so again, who died in the line of duty on Sunday, June 14th. As we can see, again, this is a procession. It is coming now down Andrews Highway and getting close to 42nd Street. We'll take a second to watch this.
Get down! Present! Arm!
So what you're seeing right now is different firefighter stations throughout the state of Texas here to honor our fallen firefighter, Isai Huerta. Again, and this is at the Ector County Coliseum, expected to start at 1 o'clock. Now, we do know that they will be heading as well to Sunset Memorial Gardens, but I do want to mention that that will be completely private and closed to the public. We want to thank all the different branches that are here with us, talking about Austin, Garden City, Fort Stockton, Pecos, Midland, as far as El Paso as well. And many other cities are here to, again, honor fallen Lieutenant Isai Huerta at the Ector County Coliseum. We are at the corner of Andrews Highway and, again, 42nd Street. They are turning onto Andrews Highway, headed west. All these other firefighters from different parts of the state of Texas are also going to follow behind Odessa Fire Department onto Ector County Coliseum to follow Lieutenant Isai Huerta's body.
All right, a reminder for you, we will be live streaming that memorial service for Lieutenant Huerta. You can watch that by downloading the First Alert 7 News app or logging on to firstalert7.com. That funeral service expected to start at 1 p.m. They've arrived there now, as you saw, at the Ector County Coliseum. We'll bring you live coverage of that whole funeral service, as well as anything more from the procession as they go there into the Coliseum, there on our First Alert 7 News app, firstalert7.com, or the First Alert 7 YouTube page. Okay, we are going to go back now because it sounds like Isai Huerta has arrived there at the Ector County Coliseum. So we're going to show you that casket there for that fallen Odessa firefighter. Here's a look there along Andrews Highway outside the Ector County Coliseum. He was being transported in an Odessa fire rescue vehicle, not in a hearse. And you're now seeing Isai Huerta's arrival there for his funeral service at the Ector County Coliseum. That's what I was looking at. Nobody else has a noon show, I guess. casket for Odessa Firefighter Lt. Isai Huerta has now arrived there at the Ector County Coliseum, where he has a funeral scheduled for 1 p.m. today that is open to the public. However, it is too late if you're wanting to attend and pay your respect, because as you can see there, roads are cleared off and closed all around the Ector County Coliseum for this today, for the procession that came from downtown Odessa now here to the Coliseum. And then that funeral service is expected to start around 1. We will be live streaming the entire funeral service, expected to go from about 1 to 3:30 there at the Coliseum. You can watch that on our First Alert 7 news app, or I guess wherever you're watching here. Just not on television, but if you are watching live on our news app, on our website, or on our First Alert 7 YouTube page, you can see that funeral in full. This all goes back to an incident on June 14th, on a Sunday, last Sunday. Let's listen in. Again, we are showing you live the procession for fallen firefighter from Odessa Fire Rescue, Lieutenant Isai Huerta. This memorial service is scheduled to start at 1 p.m. inside the Ector County Coliseum. You see that fire truck carrying his body has now arrived there, flanked by hundreds of Odessa Fire Rescue firefighters, paramedics, other local first responders from across the state and across the nation that are in town here in Odessa today to pay their respects to Lieutenant Huerta. You see flags at half staff there outside the Ector County Coliseum. That fire truck now heading inside for that funeral service, which will begin at 1 p.m. You can watch that live on the First Alert 7 News app. We plan to have coverage from 1 about to 3:30 is about how long they expect this to take, but you can watch that live on the First Alert 7 News app, as well as on our live stream on firstalert7.com and on the First Alert 7 YouTube page. We'll bring that to you again live till about 3:30 on those digital platforms, so make sure you download that news app or go to our website to watch that funeral service in its entirety starting at 1 p.m. We'll now take a break and then bring you the rest of our noon news.